Good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. What's happened? What has happened? Oh, there's actually a face underneath all that hair. I've had a haircut. I've had a shave, guys. We're back and rejuvenated. And guys, what a weekend we've had. It's been topsy-turvy. It's been absolutely crazy mental. Everything in between, everything you can imagine. Plenty to go through, plenty of meat on the bones from the last game week. I'm looking forward very much to hearing how you guys got on. I'm sure there's going to be some fantastic winners in the live chat, and I look forward to hearing that. Matty boy, on the last stream, I want to hear how you done and what you picked up as well. Is anyone else in the live chat that picked anything up in the last game week or so? But I'm expecting there's going to be some special outcomes because there are a lot of crazy stuff happened in terms of the matches, games that popped, games that didn't, games that get cancelled. No, they didn't. You know, sort of things. Which is good fun. We look ahead, of course, to the midweek. There's not too much going on, but I've got some really good teams going out, and I should have some fun. The fixtures themselves, we'll discuss them. We'll have a good look over them. We'll have a look at the prize pools, see what's there, see what we're going for. And it's just been announced, like within the last 5-10 minutes or something like that, Messi has won his 7th Ballon d'Or. So absolutely crazy. I cannot believe he's won it. To be honest, I feel like it's it beggars belief, but that last season at Barca done that because Lewandowski, man, come on. Surely it's a crime against humanity at this point. Not even just football, but like Lewandowski, come on. Like he's just had the last 2 years with all the obstacles everyone's had. He's just been the best player in the world. End of story, you know. So interesting to see how that develops over the next day or two. I'm just kind of catching the news as we're coming live. So any of your thoughts on that, of course, feel free to drop them in the live chat, and I'm happy to talk anything else you want to throw out there, any Q&As and stuff like that, because it's not too much going on. So if there's anything you want to throw out there, if anything good comes from the live chat, we'll dive into it and we'll get stuck into it as always. If you're watching this after we've been live, thank you very much. Don't forget to leave a comment with anything you want to add to the conversation yourself. I normally pick them up from the next day or two from the stream going live. And otherwise, guys, yeah, make sure to smash that like button. Don't really ask you to do that enough in the stream, but I'm asking you this time. Smash a wee like button for me. And yeah, I'll drop some fist bumps into the live chat. I think we'll just go and we'll get stuck into some scores, you know, just see what you guys are saying. We've got Rascal Masaki, we've got Hoodwink, PK Random, fist bumps for everyone, of course. Alex Dobbins, Predictology, Stefan, my man, good to see you. Paul Moorcroft as well. Happy Rewards Day tomorrow to all my fellow Eve Scrapers, love it. And Shakal, I'm going to say. How's it going, my man? Thanks for joining us. 10 years younger, yeah. I thought a good 5, man. It does take it takes years off me, doesn't it? But I miss my big bonnet. I miss playing with my hair. But yeah, the beard had to get a wee bit. So it was all getting like, you know, my hair's black predominantly, but see around here, it was just all going like pure copper, like ginger or like silver, and it was just like I'll just shave it all off and we'll see how it comes back next time around. Terry 11, good to see you, my man. Can I say Quirk sat 619th in Global All-Star, 604, pay less than a point from a reward. Opta, please. Lua robbed, but KDB ranked too high. Salah 7th, Mendy and Donnarumma. Political though, isn't it? Yeah, it definitely is. Connor R, Scott Marshall, high 5, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, like controversy, it seems, is ensuing. I think we all kind of know Lewandowski is, or has been anyway, the best player over the last 2 seasons. And the reason I say 2 seasons for any of you that might have forgotten this detail, but they didn't do one like through the COVID time. They just didn't see it as a worthwhile thing. So even if you are to write that off and totally discount that period of time, even since fans have been back in the stadium, or even just this kind of season that we've been in thus far, whatever, there is no argument for Messi. Yeah, the Copa America, I can, you know, that gives it something, but it's just nowhere near enough. It really isn't, because it just isn't. You know, there's no need to fancy it up at all. So it was a really big game week for me emotionally. You know, we let Hakimi go. It was his swan song for the club. We tried to build a team around him. I'll show you that team first of all, and it just did not happen. I must say, once Nameka didn't really commit. See, once I seen Machida did play, Masaki sent me a message in the morning. He was pictured on Instagram and training and stuff. But I'd really fallen in love with how good this looked in terms of the aesthetic. You know, all the shirts, different colours, all European teams, all top end U23 super rares, and I was just dazzled by the lights after I'd putting the mecha in here over Machida, it wouldn't have made a difference really in the end up, because the new man, Tonali himself, was fucking benched for this game, and I'm hoping he's going to start in the midweek. Basically, I hope it's just a wee bit of minute management, because his form's been good. That's why I've been happy to pick him up when I have. But that was really where my soul was this game week. So as soon as that happened, and Darwin Núñez flew off like a fucking perfect, couldn't have happened any better for me. Really captained him and everything, and I thought, right, he could carry this all the way. He could carry Nemeka, and Tani, for the rare goalkeeper, didn't really contribute too much. But Hakimi not keeping the clean sheet in the teams cost him some points, and then Tonali. So it's sore, because Darwin could have went into any kind of D3 situation and I'd have been fucking running all the way to the bank on it, but it wasn't to be. The teams that are picking us up cards, I was actually let down by Kyogo. This team was flying. I did say Mickey Yamain, I did say Van Dijk replaced himself SO5 wise by being a part of a team that awarded me a Mickey Yamain in the prize pool. And this is exactly it. This precise game week, Van Dijk shot 100 and Yamain shot 100. So no matter what, I'm being kind of covered in that sense, and I hope that's helps you understand what I was kind of meaning by that. That's not always going to happen, of course. That's just a perfect example that just happened to happen this game week. But that's a big power defender show up in big game weeks, and as much as the season in Japan is ending, Kawasaki are looking to get record points totals and just go for it, and the big man showed up in a big way. And then Ki Sung-young and Osaka didn't really bring home too, their points total wasn't amazing, but being super rares, it really did make a bit of a difference. And unfortunately, it's just that Captain Kyogo, and Trap was on like a 70 plus before the clean sheet got taken away, and we were only 1 point away from a tier 1. Very, very tight in that top 100. As you can see, 35 points to get into the star rare pool with this team. That's how close I was, which, considering my captain flunked, and my goalkeeper did great for not having a clean sheet. Getting 49 before multiplier without a clean sheet is fine. I can definitely live with that. But Kyogo at the very last hurdle, it was a wee bit heart-wrenching. But my heart was already kind of down, as I was mentioning, with the Tonali thing, just the way how it went. And then this team is picking up a tier 3 as well. And again, it was the new boy in town, the captain. The only two teams that have messed up the captain choice, and where the captain has been like, oh, you've let me down, Kyogo. Oh man, I feel bad because it's him. Oh, Sulemana. Maybe I've thrown him in the deep end too early at FC Barcelona, and maybe Sulemana just wasn't ready to captain a team that had the guys like Wirtz and Tio and Ueda around him. I've got to say, I was really happy Schubert brought home a 60. That's pretty much what saved this team, because without that 60, we would not have been getting in here, because the captain being the lemon in the team, unfortunately, can be curtains. But the goalkeeper showed up, and having a goalkeeper, guys, like I was chatting with somebody when I was recording. I've got some podcasts recorded, guys. I just need to edit them, and they'll be coming at you as soon as I can get them out. But like, having a goalkeeper for clean sheet is a deciding factor, and where you finish, it really, really is. Something like Trap, if you can get with the multiplier into the 50s or so, you can still be there amongst it. But having a guy that picks up clean sheet, boom, you can be in the conversation. And these other guys have got greens as well, but they've all just basically got a decisive and then a little bit of something else on top. There's nothing incredible here. No one's hit 80, 90, 100, and I say my captain's a lemon. So it's an expensive team on paper, but the scores don't need to be expensive, and it's kind of sobering tale when you see that. Now, the tier 3 rare, I hope it's a good one, but let's see what it is. Eve Busters grabbed it. Got to say, Lanzillotta, by the way, has been a great addition to FC Barcelona, and he's really settled into club life. He's really got into the Jazz. He's not missed a beat since he's came in, and he's been an absolute bargain. I hope he really just ties down that number 1 spot, and even the guy that's injured, maybe he just doesn't get back in the team. Unfortunately, Chris Richards started on the bench, and Jonas Hector only played like 55 minutes, and he came off with an injury. So I'm going to be watching him from afar and maybe rest him for the next game week. So my Eve Busters did good, and considering there was a real lack of minutes across the team, 16 points away from a tier 3. It's very close. On this occasion, we did nail the captain. We got Johnny fucking Russell brought it home. The super rare team was actually kind of close with the Mertens situation and Larson starting. I thought, maybe something could happen, but Taylor Harwood-Bellis basically still been on the bench is kind of what let this team down. Ivan Illich, I wasn't sure if he was coming back into the fold or not. His team lost 3-1 and he still scored me 46 points, so I'm really glad he's back in town. And his goals conceded is taking 6 points off of him. So, you know, I think he's good to go, and I'm really glad to have him back in action. Because I feel like I've been talking for so long that my midfield is very weak, and all of a sudden now, like, woof, I've got so many choices in midfield now. None of them are like De Bruyne, Goretzka level or whatever, but I've got so many guys that are viable, you know, so I like my prospects going forward. Unfortunately, this team was just killed by the super rares, really. The rares turned up, the super rares didn't. And that can be the quality difference in some of these guys. That's why you pay the big bucks for the big guys, you know. Van der Veert let this mob down. And you could probably say Renato Sanchez as well, in fact. Limiteds, yeah. Champ Hero Rare. I picked Weah. And then when I seen Werner started, I was like, oh, I really should have just... I did want to gamble on Werner. They only scored like 10 more points in reality, so it wouldn't have really made any difference. Angelino conceding 3 with Leverkusen, the Leipzig match, which I watched that game, and you know, the thing with Leipzig at the moment is like, since I've been watching them, since Werner's left, and really since Jesse Marsch has also came in, like, it really feels like there's no striker. You know how there's this kind of evolution of football now where it feels like everyone's a midfielder? Leipzig just feels like that right now, where there's no real ball buster finishers in that team anymore, especially now that Sabitzer's gone. So Nkunku's doing great, and I think a few of these other guys that I'm targeting, and maybe 1 or 2 guys that I have, like Angelino, I think they're still going to come good, maybe towards the back end of the season. Maybe if there's a manager change, who knows? I know the RB kind of infrastructural kind of rate march, and I think he probably will get the full season, if I'm being honest, but you never know, stranger things have happened. But they really do feel toothless at the moment, so I need to kind of watch when Leipzig what fixtures they've got and how kind of deep their, or you know, the kind of velocity of their fixtures with hard games and stuff, because I think that's starting to tell its toll on some of these guys, and kind of watching that from afar. When I watched that game and I seen the way the game went, you know, Leverkusen were good, but they basically scored every chance that every kind of half chance they got, certainly anyway. I think there was one where they hit the bar and it didn't go in. Works looked great. Diaby, actually, guys, I am almost prepared. I'll go back to close up on this one. I am almost prepared to eat my words on Moussa Diaby. I've been a long-term critic of him, but that goal he scored against Leipzig at the weekend, I was genuinely breathtaking. I was like, wow, 2-touch finish, man. It's some, if you haven't seen it, it's some goal. I'm almost there. I'm almost thinking I might need to eat my words on this, lad, but watch this space. Let's see what happens. Champion Asia, we just threw a bunch of guys out there, and it didn't really work out. Under 23 limited DNP screwed us. Unfortunately, Ismail Kandus get promoted within the FC Barcelona ranks. You know, his L5, L10 were looking great. And I thought, let's put him with the big boys. And he's DNP'd on me. I don't know if that's a bit of negligence from me. I still don't even know if it was a suspension or anything. Like I say with my limited guys, I do not pay them any blind bit of attention, other than just what you see me doing on a video or whatever. I do just mess about with them. They are very much an accessory kind of item for me at the moment. It's not something that's really taking up much of my headspace or whatever, but I just like to have a little footprint. Just, you know, that's what I like to have. So when we come into the midweek game week, now there's not too many games. I'm just going to fire up the lineup builder, sorry guys, but there's not too many games. But for me personally, I've got some really good action to be involved in. I've got some really good cards, and I think depending on how a lot of, you know, just I know you guys in the live chat, and I'll catch back up with you in a second. How a lot of your galleries are built. There's probably some of you that are going into this midweek actually pretty optimistic of, you know, what you can pull out. So I think right before we get to lineup builder, we'll probably pull open the prize pool, because in you know, midweeks guys are probably, and I don't know if SoRare Data is ever working on this feature, but if you could see a midweek and a weekend, you'll probably see like I'm gonna guess 3/4, 2/3 of my like really high pulling rewards of being midweeks, you know, because of the way my gallery's built and how I can attack certain fixtures and how things have just actually happened. And I can't say this enough, in real world football, there's no magic behind the curtain to it. You know, if it doesn't happen in Paris in this match or whatever, then it doesn't happen. You know, real football, being good at football is important for these guys to do that on the pitch, you know. So let's look at the prize pool first of all. Before we get to the prize pool, and we'll start off the game week run, so I'm just going to catch up with the live chat, because I can see it running away there. Looking good. Thanks very much, Scott. Good to see you, my man. Predictology is looking at a star rare in Global Star D3. Nice. I hope it's a good one. Currently third in Challenger Europe, Adam Butterworth. Limited fist bump to you, cannot complain at all. Anurag, I'm doing very good. How are you, my man? All the Benfica players had their scores counted after the match suspension, but they didn't give Odysseus a clean sheet. I know it's absolutely screwed over Hendo because he had a great team that was kind of handicapped by, unfortunately. I don't know. Is it because the clean sheet stat comes in from 60 minutes played and the clock never reached minute 60? Is that why? I don't know if that's been clarified, if anyone's cared to ask or whatever, but that's my initial kind of thoughts on it. Matty boy, good to see my man. How did you get on with your reward? If you've told me already, I'm sorry, but for everyone at home, let us know how you got on, Matty, because last time we seen you, you were second. I think you slipped off the podium, if memory serves me right, but I know you'd have been in for something good all the same. Roll Slevin, good to see my man. Fist bump to you. Haggis Light and Mikey Basson, good to see you all. Theo was lucky, very lucky not to get sent off. Now, the thing with Theo Hernandez, right, I was actually thinking about, so Mikey, thanks for bringing that back up. But see with Theo Hernandez, right? Because what I've been thinking a lot about, and again, this will be in some of the content that's coming out podcast form, is like profiles of players and matrix changes that might happen, yada yada, right? But I'm thinking as much as like fullbacks are dangerous because like you can get, for example, let's just pull it on screen here. You can get somebody like Angelino who will run out in a bad game week and absolutely crap the bed on possession loss minus 25 points, and the team concedes a couple of goals and there's no clean sheet, you know, and you're absolutely hamstrung. But depending on if it's a 3-1 match, a 3-2 match or whatever, it's a nice bit of jeopardy I don't mind having. This is the kind of the conversation I'm having myself that I'm now sharing with you guys. I don't mind having a little bit of jeopardy because if it's somebody like Theo Hernandez, he just needs to get that one assist and then he's in cover. You know, he's in cover. He's got his 60 points. You know, he can get booked. He can do all this shit. Doesn't matter anymore. He is going to bring in the 60. So, depending on the fixture, I don't really mind some of those guys as a nice little gambit. And as you can see with this team, it has kind of paid off, I suppose. And I have been scared. And the reason I had this conversation with myself, and I thought it'd be a good idea to share it with you guys at home, is because I've been kind of scared to play Theo sometimes, Theo specifically, in some better teams. But with guys like him, it's just about understanding he is a real gambit over like 60 is on the cards every match, because a defender like him could get an assist, could get a bunch of even just key passes and stuff like attempted assists, enough of them to rack up the points and maybe a 1-0 win, and you know that goes in your way, or just get a goal, get a straight assist, get a straight decisive, that kind of idea. And it's just about understanding the animal. Who is the guy you've got? What kind of player are they? What influences their score? What does it look like and feel like when they work out? And when it works out, how many points is that? And if Theo's going to be a flat 60 plus multiplier, I can deal with that. As a thing. But he was very lucky not to get sent off. Matty, hey, good to see you, my man. Thanks for joining us. Matty boy finished 4th. One daily blind, but you know, sold for 0.78. You cannot complain. That's a great haul, buddy. And having a tier 1 this game week, lovely. Good to see. But what could have been, indeed, buddy. I'm sorry, but I can't take this clean cut Quinny seriously. I'll grow back rapid. It's freezing weather. I'm actually regretting it for the temperature, to be honest with you. But the missus calls the shots in here. Half of the Belenese team have Omicron COVID. Oh, really? Is that actually what happened? I knew it was kind of COVID related and all that kind of stuff, but is it actually that Omicron thingamajig? I don't want to say that word again in case like the evil YouTube bots come and get me. But game didn't reach 60 minutes. Is that why, Mikey Basson? Thanks for the clarity, mate. But I'm interested to see. So I'm not going to be competing in the super rare leagues now. I think if you had enough cards to just throw a team out, is there anyone that looks really that appealing? On the actual head count percentage-wise, I'd probably say Champion Europe just because of the amount of ETH that's there. There is 74 entrants, so it's probably going to be well stacked and backed. Well stacked and backed. Have I said that before? But I'm really going to be operating in the rare territory. I don't even think I've got a limited team out this game week. And with the matches we've got, I'm trying to keep all 3 of them as strong as possible, and I'm not really wanting to compromise, like just to meander another team out. I don't think I've even got another goalkeeper, but I'm not going for that whole maximisation thing this game week. It's just about the one that makes the most sense to win the best prizes kind of idea. So let's have a look at the actual matches for the game week. Have a quick glance over them. So we've got a bunch of that's my matches. We'll just see them all. So we've got a wee bit of Eredivisie action. The Ajax stacks and the Feyenoord stacks are at home to teams that they could get credible scores against. So there's a lot of competition going to be in the top end of these divisions. You can see already. In the Scottish Premiership, there's nothing really jumping out there. It's like, you know, I've got Celtic cards, you might have Celtic cards, you might have a couple of Rangers cards, you might even have Ramirez at Aberdeen or Cadden at Hibs, but it's not really much to comment on SO5 wise there, is there? The Austrian Bundesliga, you know, if you've got a Sturm Graz team, it could be a good one because Cash Point Altac, I think a lot of the Austrian teams are liable for conceding goals. I don't know what we think about the French fixtures. I've been really terrified to play my Lille cards, and it's kind of backfired because I sold the David and he's been popping off. And whenever I play Wea, he doesn't play off. The same with the Renato. So Lille, I feel really quite scared about Lille. I just don't feel like I've got a real good grasp on what the hell's going on there because I just keep getting it wrong with that team, you know. Change of manager is very unsettling, and for me, like I've not went under the bonnet with them really properly this season, to be honest with you. I've been kind of lazy in that respect. French football wise, I don't think I've actually been up to speed too much. I'm definitely going to need to change that over the next week or two. Lyon are at home at Reims. That looks like a good game on paper. I've not checked the head to head or anything yet. We'll check out the lineup builder because I've got Denier, and I don't know if I've got anyone else. Monaco Angers looks like a good favour for Monaco. Angers for the last 2 seasons or so, Angers have not been like, I've got a few talented players like Fulgini and another guy, I can't remember his name now, it escapes me. But they're not a top performing team, you know. So that could be a good game for Monaco because they've been quite resolute at the back and they've got good attacking players. So that could work out quite well for them. Nice PSG could be barn. It could be a barn burner. Is that what we say? Serie A, Juve. Oh, that could be a big game if you can predict the lineup. Of course, I think Inter Milan have got a good fixture. Yes, they do. So does Atalanta. If you've got any Coop Miners or any of these other guys, Brandon Michele or whatever, if you can pick the Atlanta team, that could be a really good fixture. Venezia, as much as they've got a lot of SO5 kind of heroes, if you like, you know, your Busios and your Thomas Henrys and Okarekis and whatever, they're not doing that great. You know, they really aren't. So Atalanta are a well-oiled machine. Massive fan of everything that's going on in Bergamo for the last like 5-6 years, whatever it's been in the making. And if you've got some of those guys, this could be a nice midweek to maybe get 1 or 2 of those guys in action. AC Milan, I'm now kind of backing a bit more with my Tonali and Matteo away to Genoa. Shevchenko's Genoa. So I'm going to need to get up to speed with where they're at. Man U, Arsenal. Don't think there's much SO5 implications there, but I suppose maybe some Ronaldos and some Gabriels or something. And anything else in the Premier? Liverpool off. Merseyside derby. West Ham at home to Brighton. That could be a big game for the West Ham stackers of the world. Real Madrid at home to Athletic Bilbao. It's probably going to be quite a tight game, I would imagine. Probably a lot of bookings in a match like that. You know what the goals will be. Let's see. And I say Argentina. I'm still cutting my teeth for Argentina and Brazil, so I don't want to pass comment. I don't really know what's going on there too much. And then we've got the Revs versus NYC in MLS playoffs. I'm obviously really wanting NYC to progress because of that's my team that I follow. But on SO5, unfortunately, this game week it is not going to be the case. If anything, it's going to be the opposite. And then Liga MX, I think they've got some sort of playoff action on the go as well. Again, I'm not completely up to speed with the ongoings, but we've got Tigres against Leon and we've got Pumas against Atlas. So it's a really big midweek, but it's quite sparse right across the pantheon of regions. You know, we are missing a wee bit of Asian action, but we've got a lot of Challenger and Champion, different variety of stuff going on. And then there's a wee bit of cheeky Americas in there as well that, you know, again, that Argentina and the Brazils I cannot comment on, but there's definitely going to be some fixtures here where the likes of Mineiro in action, as well as Boca, Newell's, that could get in amongst the U23 or the global action as well. And even if you've got some of these guys, you could go in and dominate the Americas, which isn't something I'm going to be doing this game week. But we'll dive back into the lineup builder and we'll fire up. And I kind of know that there's not too many combinations of really what I can get out this game week, but I thought I might even have it on lineup builder already. I think I've been messing about with it on my phone. No, I didn't. Good. Okay, so I'm going to start off in limited rare pro, right? Because I know I've got a couple of supers that are active, right? And when I look at the prize pool, again, I know the, and I don't want to spoil it, you'll see it in a wee second, right? But we're getting 20 cards paid out. Top 10 is what I'd be shooting for, and if I get top 10, I'll be getting at the top end of the tier 1 pool, right, for a start. And if I was to break the top 4, jackpot, right? But I'm aiming for a tier 1. I'm aiming for top 10, really. Almada, Nemeka, Locatelli. The top end of this list is Senior, Andre Silva of Leipzig, Dest, Theo Hernandez, the boy we've been talking about, as well as Mavropanos, Brozovic. There's a lot. Brahim Diaz. Unerstal, I think he shot like a 90 or something this game week or something mental. Kramaric, Darwin. Great tier 1 pool that I'm happy to fight for. And if I say we did hit jackpot and we broke into the top 4, then in the star category, we've got the big boys. We've got Mbappe, Messi, Louis, Neymar, Depay. The list goes on. You know who they all are. Most of them here, most game weeks. But the clock is ticking down. Those rewards are going down. I need to get my hands on one of them. So I'm definitely want to throw myself into that rare pro with the ammunition I know I've got. Now, when I look at my goalkeepers, I'm going to do it by opposition thing, mate. Of course, as you know. It says I've got a few keepers here, but really my only options are Matt Turner and Sean Johnson, who play each other, and Nubel. Okay, now Nubel I'm really happy to back, but it only makes sense, and Sean Johnson has to be either in my best team or my worst team, and Matt Turner likewise as well, because I need to keep Nubel. But it only makes sense to keep Nubel for Champion Europe, and that's what I'm going to have to do. So on the basis of that, in terms of everything that goes around the season, how good the guy is, all the rest of it, I really do need to pick Matt Turner as my number 1 goalkeeper in this fixture. Rodrigo, good to see you, my man. Odysseus deserves more than 35. Yeah, he probably did, Stefan. If he was, you know, how many times did he pick his nose in the first half? I don't know how many points you get for picking your nose, but especially with those big gloves. But what was he doing against 7 men? I mean, there's more than 35 points. So in defence, if you know that I've got Turner, you probably know my best option in defence. You can see it right away. I don't have that much option, but my best choice is Henry Kessler. So I'm going straight away against NYC. I cannot play Sean Johnson. I obviously can't play Sean Johnson in this team. I'm not playing Medina. If I was to play those guys, it means my defender, I'm going to have to go either with Robbo in the Merseyside derby or take a gamble that Denier can really boss it at home to Ream. And again, he's just coming back from injury, or Theo Hernandez for that matter. I'd much rather just kind of back the Revs. I think the Revs are probably going to get by NYC. That's just kind of what my gut feelings tell me. They're just the best team by a long way. I can see them slicing it out. And that's what I'm picking. I'm going for it. In midfield, again, I don't have too many options. I do have more now that Illich started the last game. I've got a bit more confidence in using him, in fact. Renato Sanchez, I think maybe was kept for the thingy match. Tonali, similar. And Medina, I know Medina will play. I'm actually maybe talking myself out of playing Kessler and maybe playing Medina. 18 for this. Man, I'm not happy with this. 18. Alex Dobbins, by the way, thank you very much for the rainbow. Thank you very much. It means a lot. Don't forget, guys, to leave a like. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Cheers for being with me, peeps. Go get a wee fresh bit of juice. So, I'm actually maybe close to talking myself out of playing Kessler and Turner. Maybe I back NYC. Maybe I stick to my colours on this one. Maybe I go Sean Johnson. Did I back NYC that much? Sean Johnson. Leaving Kessler at home. That's probably what it's going to result in. Leaving Kessler at home. Playing Denier at home to a team that Leon should boss. Now, what am I expecting out of that? I'm not too sure. That means in midfield, I can play Medina. And the thing with Medina is he's very decisive, capable. Even if, you know, I don't know. And then, oh, no. So, again, so as you'll maybe see now with who's on screen and what I've got and everything, the real problem I've now got is that I'm just blabbering, right? So I'm going to hit reset on this team, right? Boom. You're going to see what's going to happen now. It's all about, this team is about combos. I am just going to paint this team by the best combos I've got. These guys are at home. Turner and Kessler have been great all season. It is against my colours, but I'm not going to let that blind me. I'm not going to let that blind my judgment. Now in midfield, I need to pick a super. Now I might actually pick Illich at home to Cagliari because he just did so well in the last match. I was originally planning on playing Tonali away to Genoa, but I think I'm going to go with Illich at home because I think he's started the last match, fought a lot of him early season, and he's coming good. And then up top, we're going Captain Jota till I die, and then we're pairing him up top with Kyogo Furuhashi as well. Celtic are at home at Hearts. All these guys are at home. I actually really love this team. All these guys are at home in fixtures. You know, I'm very much excited about that team. So that's what I'm going to go with. I think I'm changing the midfielders, which really kind of boiled down there, or what kind of happened. Tavon Gray time. Tavon Gray probably will play. But it's in midfield, you know, it's so weak at the moment, you know, like in terms of it's just really Morales. Acevedo's kind of coming back, but he's not played in ages. Zelalem's out, Parks is out, Maxi Morales doesn't seem to be like completely like on it. And then all the other new guys that get signed this year just haven't really contributed too much, other than Santi Rodriguez. I think he's actually done pretty well when he's played overall. Talis Magno hasn't done anything. And Castellanos is on good form. So, like, it's hard. I think I'm trying to be sensible going Revs. They're at home. They ran away by the league with so much. They've had so much time to prepare. Such a well-rounded team. They don't really have any chinks in their armour or any major absentees, you know. So, I'm pretty happy. Sorry, guys. Kids are mental. Just one of those days. So yeah, I'm actually, as much as it does look really good having Tonali here, but I'm actually happy to bring Illich up for this one because 47 and a 3-1 loss. Verona are doing pretty well this year, and I think having him back is going to be really good for their form. And top to bottom, really happy with this team. And between Jota and Kyogo, they could both pop off big time by themselves, and it's a combo that I've not managed to get together too often, and it's game weeks like this that I think I should be exploiting them. The main reason for that, guys, is I have no U23 goalkeeper this game week. That is a key ingredient in all this, okay? So I'm going to pick my rare champion Euro next because that's the only other restriction I'm going to have. It's going to be Nubel that plays this, and then I'm just filling out my best guys besides from there. On the flip side, Revs could be rusty due to the time off. Yeah, they definitely could, but I don't think so, to be honest with you. Bruce Arena, like, again, I've said this if you guys aren't really up to speed with MLS or whatever, but Bruce Arena, the manager of the Revs, is the American Fergie. You know, that's who he is. He's that guy, you know, that's rebuilt teams through the generations. Now, it's been at different clubs in MLS, and he's been in the national team going to World Cups and different bits and pieces as well. And if you listen to him, he's a big Godfather type guy, you know. So I don't think rookie mistakes happen on his watch, and I don't think the Revs, I just don't think they make mistakes. I don't think there's any weakness where you go, oh well, you could just exploit the left side, or you could just do this, or do, you know, they're eights all across the pitch, you know, and if they're well rested, focused, raring to go, it's hard to go against them, you know. So who do I think is my best shot at getting over 60? Denier at home to Ream. Opposition average score is 50 for them. With Robbo against Rafa Benitez as Everton, it would be 53. Robbo's just back from an injury. Would Klopp play Robbo in that match? Definitely. I think he probably would. I think Tio, actually maybe need to check him if on the bookings and stuff, because I don't want to get caught out with suspensions or anything. So let me check out the Lyon situation. So Lyon at the moment are sitting 7th in the league. In this game with Angers away, or pardon me, Reims at home, I beg your pardon. Yeah, Reims are not scoring too much. They're not in great form particularly. Lyon are Yeah, looking really good at home, really dominant. Ream away are terrible, looking for the looks of it. And yeah, actually I think Denier, it's probably going to be a really good shout to go in there. Let me just check. Denier did start the last game and played 90. That's my kind of, like I say guys, when people are coming back from injury, I personally accept I'm writing off, yeah, 90 minutes against Montpellier after being on the bench for 2 games. Love it. So Denier's going to start this one in the Champion Euro. I think he's safe. And if it's a match that Leon dominate at home and keep a clean sheet, he can score 60 plus on all-round score alone, never mind anything else. Wes McKennie's down here as an X, expected to return early January. I don't think he's injured. That seems like news to me. I might want to check for suspension in case that red X is just maybe the SoRare data thing for the suspension and it's showing up slightly incorrectly for some reason. So I'll check that out. Or maybe it is injured and I've just missed it. Do I need Weston McKennie for this team? It's either him or Sulemana. I think Sulemana will play at home to Leo. So I think I'll just go with Sulemana because I want to get him in a good team. He's decisive, capable. And when I won him, I said he's going to be a part of the club. He's going to be a part of the FC Barcelona way going forward. It's really hard between Weah and Werner. I was in this conundrum last game week. I opted for Weah and it backfired. And I don't actually know enough about Chelsea in terms of where everyone's at injury-wise. Like Lukaku and all the combinations of forwards that Tuchel can play and does play. I'm not up to speed with Chelsea. Since Werner got injured, I really did stop paying attention to Chelsea. And I really need to change that. So I'm not too sure. The average opposition score against Watford's 52. So I don't know. I think I might stick with Werner until someone tells me otherwise. Because I think, yeah, Werner's very assist capable as well for a striker, which is one of the things I love about him. And if he's going to come back into form and whatever, then I think he could even come off the bench and grab an assist. You know, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. And then for my spare player, I'm actually really tempted to play Nikola Vlasic also because it is a midweek game. And fair enough, it's the Prem and whatever, but he is a big money transfer. And surely this becomes close to the point where you do start to integrate him again. I've not been really following all the West Ham things, who's in form, who's suspended, who's fit, all that stuff. But it feels like something to me that something could happen strategically from a manager's point of view in terms of integrating a big signing into the game, because Brighton is a big match. You know, they've been doing very well over the last 12 to 18 months, and West Ham also, so neither team will take that game lightly. And a big signing, it could be a great opportunity for them to make a name for themselves. Maybe it's from the bench only, but that's something I think about. But then I'm kind of drawn back to it. I think at this point I just want to pick defo starters. So let me just check on Tio and I want to see that he's definitely not suspended. Evening, mate. Woody Baggies, good to see you, my man. Lukaku came on as a sub. Would expect him to be back or definitely be subbed on. Yeah, probably rotate around each other again. Evening, mate. I'm running a full NYC stack again. Oh, Woody Baggies, good luck to you. I just hope it's not in the division I'm in. And as long as you don't beat me anywhere, I'm definitely happy for that to kill. Who's in your stack? If you went Sean Johnson, I'm going to guess Callens, Maxey, Castellanos. Who have you got, Woody? Let me know. I mean, I'm intrigued. Who would the stack be? Tavon Gray? Tavon Gray? Oh, Tinnerholm? You probably got Tinnerholm. Yeah, so Tio, let me check out on Tio because I think I need to watch him for yellows. He's quite handy for a booking. Euro Tio Hernandez. Yeah, he's had 3 on the bounce. Yep, so he's had 5 in the league. So, and his last one in the league was against Sassuolo, so I'm not picking Tio Hernandez. And let me just double check Robbo on minutes, etc. I think Klopp does play, but that's one of the things I love about Robbo. He never, you know, this is one of the rare occasions he's not been playing, but Robbo's one of these guys who plays so much. Yeah, 28 minutes against Porto, then 90 minutes against Southampton. Doesn't miss a beat, doesn't miss a trick. Let's put Robbo in here. The Chelsea's. It's a good team, and then I think I kind of need to captain Robbo. I think he's the only captain-worthy player in that team, really, to be honest with you. So what did I pick the first time before I did the lineup builder? I wonder. Oh, actually very close. It was just Tio was captain. That is definitely, oh, I guess I'm replacing him with a captain, so the logic etc stands up, I suppose. That's fine by me. Dead easy to pick. And Denier, wow, we get 71 against the Montpellier. I didn't even realise that. Nice to see. Oh, Robbo got an 87. Oof, man, I missed 2 big scores in the last game week, it would seem. Wow. 2 of my big defenders. I need to get used to kind of putting more emphasis on these guys, putting these guys into more pressure situations for FC Barcelona. And they've won my respect. You know, they've been proving it on the pitch. It's about time I throw them in the deep end and make it count, you know. And then that means my last team is going to be my All-Star Rare, which I've never thought I'd be doing a lineup builder for in a stream, but for this midweek, I feel it's appropriate. My only goalkeeper left is Sean Johnson, so I'm definitely still rooting for NYC. I just can't get my... Oh, here's Woody Baggy. So he has Sean Johnson, Callens, called it, Sands, nice, good pickup, Medino, and Castellanos, love it. It was a toss-up who I'd buy between Sands and Maxi, because Parks is out, went with the sensible option. Yeah, very sensible. Oh, Jesus, so I only have Tio Hernandez left in defence? Ooh, or Louis Binks. Do I think Louis Binks is going to start against Roma? Let's check out Bologna. Let's see if there's any suspensions to the centre-backs. So, let's see. Results for Bologna. Last game against Spezia. Lineups. A back three, none of them get booked. Arthur Tiate is one of them. Louis Binks never made it off the bench. Louis Binks has made it off the bench. He did make a good run of appearances there, actually, until the last two. He actually built up an L5, like a real L5 of sub appearances. One start, and he's back to the bench. So I really cannot rely on him. Maybe I need to pull Denier into here. Let's just put Binks here as a little placeholder for now, right? We'll see what the rest of the team looks like. Where the hell am I? There we go. In midfield, Wes McKennie I've not yet investigated. I've got Vlasic and Camavinga, both get shouts to place, and I've got Sands. I think I play Sands in this team, because it's just a bit Eve bashing, I think, with the lack of real options I've got for definite starters. And then Wea and De La Fuente. De La Fuente started against Troyes, or Troy, whatever you want to call them. Maybe Cherki starts. Oh, I'd love... Do you know, I never played Cherki. Is this maybe a game week I play Cherki? I'm playing Cherki. I'm going for it. I'm putting the ETH on the line, I suppose, with Cherki. And then I think I'll have to play Wea, because I think Wea defo gets minutes. And Leo need their best players against Rennes. Undoubtedly. Cadden's done well against Rangers before. And I really need to check Weston McKennie. I'd rather have McKennie than Sands, if I'm being honest, because I just think McKennie's get better at SO5 potentially. He was really close to a big score the other night, and then I can't remember what it was. People were telling me about it, but maybe it was... did it get sent off maybe, actually? Is that what it was? Like, it's subbed off. When did it get subbed off? In the 64th minute? Ooh, maybe it is injured. I'll check Foot Mob. That's normally quite good for telling me that. That's FOTMOB. It's a decent wee app. It's quite good for like just searching somebody. It's not exact all the time, but yeah, Weston McKennie is injured and is out till January. So thank you very much, SoRare Data, for flagging that. And I don't know why I doubted you in the first place. I'm sorry. I'm just going to play Camavinga in this team as well. Do you know what? It makes me not... Oh, Jesus, man. Like, I really wish I had another defender. I could play a common. Maybe I've got a common that's playing. Let's see what I've got in here. Maybe it's missing a defender. McKennie injured. Yeah, he is. Yeah, so I played McKennie. I'm going to drop McKennie now, so I've realised he's injured for Sands. Vlasic is going to get... You know, actually back... No, I'm going to keep Vlasic in, because that's a back. I'm only putting Camavinga in to be a fanny, to be honest with you. I'm going to... Ooh. I'm going to drop Wea for Cherki. Yeah, do you know what I am? I'm going to drop Wea for Cherki. I'm going for it. Why not? Oh, did I maybe play Cherki over Werner? Is that maybe the play? That's what I'm doing. I'm playing Cherki over Werner. I've got a common defender that will probably play at home to Empoli. Probably a good fixture for him. Mergim Vavoida. Jesus. It's better than nothing. It is just the ETH team, isn't it? So I'm asking a lot, but I'm really asking a lot. I don't want to buy somebody. I don't want to weaken one of those other teams as well. Oh, Jesus, man. I'm so late on defence this game week. It's criminal. I think that, yeah, I don't know if that's being stupid or not. I think, do you know what? I'm doing it. I'm playing the common goalkeeper. I'm picking Vlasic. That's my hunch. I think I think I keep weighing it in. I think he definitely plays. I think Sands and Johnson definitely. I think Voida definitely plays. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah, let's see. If they get ETH, I'm happy. Right, it's all I care about from that lot. I'm gonna drop Werner for Cherky. I'm gonna do it. This could be the time of Cherky. We've been feeling it. We've been feeling it coming. And you know what? It gives this SO5 team a really nice flavour because it's like my two amazing defenders, Robbo and Denier. Older guys are not young or anything. And then I've just got Sulemana and Cherky going and getting decisives, making successful dribbles, causing shit on the pitch, hopefully winning me some prizes. And then Nubo's got a good fixture. Hopefully he just keeps a wee clean sheet for 60. And we can live with that. I'll deal with training later. Sorry, Cherky, to pull you out of training, son, but your time has come. I think you're going to make it this game week. I know that's not the team. I'm just going to save it. And I think I'm just going to check out my limited team, guys. And I think that's probably all the jibber jabber I've got to bore you with tonight. There's no real flip flyer questions or anything coming at me, which is cool. Alex Dobbins, I cannot thank you enough, by the way, again, for the rainbow sticker. Thank you very much. Means a lot. I don't know if that's because I got a haircut or something like that. Don't try to tell me something here. Let's see if we can make a limited team. I don't even think I've looked at this yet. Can I make a limited team? That's my problem, right? So I've got no goalkeeper, but let's just throw him out there anyway. Yeah, okay. I think we will just throw out a training team in the limited because, hey, why not? Jekyll and Martino, you never know. Like, you could get lucky. There's not much on. Oh, do you know, I can put that in Champion Euro. If it's going to get lucky, might as well get lucky. Might as well, if you're going to fuck a horse, if you're going to steal a horse, you might as well fuck it. I can't remember what movie that's in or whatever, but yeah. If you're going to steal a horse, you might as well fuck it. Oh, Jimmy Crikey. Cool, guys, I think that's pretty much it. How have you been? Let me know. I'll hang about for a couple of minutes. Really fancied Werner for decisive this game week, even off the bench. Yeah, but you know, you're actually going to make me question myself a little bit. But I'm happy to, like, you know, Werner's just back from the team. And like I already kind of said, I've got no real handle on where Chelsea, where Tuchel, where they are at the moment. As we kind of get closer into Christmas period, I'm very confident he's going to get more minutes. I think they will be aware of that already. I don't think there'll be a real rush to getting back to 90, especially if Lukaku's floating about, because, you know, those guys do work in kind of symbiosis already, and it's not necessarily on the pitch, but it's in the team. You know, if one plays, maybe the other doesn't. Maybe the other one, you know, different dynamics for different opponents, that kind of thing. Guys, my heart has been broken over this whole Ralph Rangnick thing going to Man United. I cannot believe it. As you guys will know, like, I've been a big supporter and backer of like Hoffenheim and Leipzig and whatever else and Salzburg. And Rangnick's been a big part of that, you know, in terms of some of the guys that he's pulled out. And it was one of the things as well, I think I said it on camera as well, but when I went to Celtic, we had Rangnick's Leipzig in the Europa League, and it was one of the highlights of the match. You know, I said when I came out of the match, I was really glad that I got to see like Rangnick operate on the touchline, and I got to see Upamecano, Konate, Mukiele, got to see a bunch of Conrad Leimer, got to see a lot of really good Leipzig guys in the flesh. I love experiences like that. It's great when they can happen on your doorstep in Glasgow, you know, it's phenomenal. But Rangnick was one of them, and it's a guy that I've kind of followed for a while. So I'm going to Man United. I've got a lot of confidence he's going to do a good job. What I think he's going to do is the first 6 months is he's going to be in there getting his hands dirty. See, by the end of that 6 months, he is going to know, and like I always say on the stream, he's going to know how to pick that team without bias or prejudice and go, do you know what? See, this guy, that guy, that guy, that guy, sell them. Get them out of here. Don't care if it's Jesse Lingard and Paul Pogba and whoever. Get them out of here. They don't work. This is the way we're going forward. Sell them. Get them out of here. I think that'll be the position, because he'll be going through 6 months with them. He'll be in the changing room. You know, it's already having a director of football and all the rest of it, but he's going to. And again, Brendan Rodgers had a very similar benefit when he went to Leicester at the time that he did. Having that 6 months, like Rodgers did, gave him a really head start on the next season as a manager. But for him to be the sporting director, air quotes, consultant, whatever he's going to be for the next 2 seasons, his initial 6 months of like being the coach on the training pitch, hearing how the guys talk on the bus, seeing what they act like in the changing room at half time, and really getting the temperature of the room on all that stuff, he's going to have the biggest budget he's ever had, Ralph Rangnick. He's going to go into this summer with like a master, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing Man United closing deals March and May for guys just signing them up, because Leipzig do that shit. Liverpool and Klopp and all these, they all do that game as well. Chelsea have done it a bunch of times as well. And I think you might see Man United move into that territory where they start identifying, just going, do you know what? Let's sign these guys up now. Don't mess about, get it done. And they start closing deals. So I think Man United next season going forward, I think you could be very surprised how quickly that they just turn on a knife edge in terms of their style and their vibe and everything. Because this guy, Ralph Rangnick, if he pays off and he does what a lot of people, myself included, expect him to be capable of doing, he could not have a better canvas to really work on. But the money, the pool, the existing squads, talent, how can it not turn that into a powerhouse by, and I'm not going to say as of next year instantly they'll win 95% of their matches. Of course, I'm not saying that things will be overnight, but I think you'll very quickly see 3-4 guys come out, 5 or 6 come in, gelling, bedding in process, whatever, new coach, maybe he stays on for another season or something as a coach, and it'll be very much like, wow, what have they been doing? That's what Man United fans will be saying. What have we been doing this whole time otherwise? That's the kind of chat I expect to see happen. I just thought I'd put it out there when I've got used to be bored listening to me talking. And he's haven't thrown anything else at me in the live chat, so at least I've got a wee bit of something that I like to just kind of vent and share. I've got a depth chart I've been meaning to get updated, but guys, honestly, there's so much stuff going to be happening and going forward that I want to keep all the good stuff ready for when all the good stuff's ready to fly. So whenever, guys, you see me on the live chat, on the live stream, podcast, all this kind of stuff, rating, reviews and likes and shares and retweets, it goes so far, you've got no idea, to helping the channel grow and helping us do well. There's going to be so much amazing stuff going on. I'm really looking forward to the game week we've got going on here with my Celtic duo, Kyogo and Jota. I actually kind of like this kind of gambling angle I've got on with, the selection choices of Leon and I'm not picking Louis Binks, but I'm quite, and I was at West Ham with Vlasic, quite happy to play my knowledge and have a shot at it and really go for it in that sense this game week. So we'll see what we come out with. But the weekend again, guys, like as I was saying earlier on, I'm looking ahead into the next weekend, and I feel like for so long I've been sitting in this chair talking about teams and going, oh, my midfield is so bare, it's so thin, I've only got a few guys, and if they don't hit, really nothing's happening. Now I feel I've got a lot of selection, so I can't wait. I've not really went into it in too much detail yet, but I can't wait to really get stuck in to the weekend coming. So be sure to join me for the stream on Thursday. I didn't drop any podcast content last week, guys. I was just out the house a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on, and so there'll be tons of stuff coming at you guys. As soon as I get things edited and polished up and whatever, I'll just be kind of throwing it out there now, just to get, and then run up to Christmas, guys, I'm just going to dump a bunch of content, and then I'll be saying to you I'm off for Christmas, and I might just do some streams or whatever, maybe once or something like that. But I just want to get a bunch of really good stuff out there and just sit back and enjoy the festive period, and any football that is still on, just kind of be an armchair fan for a little bit and get stuck in over the Christmas period. And I hope you join me for that. But in the meantime, all the content you see it come out, like, subscribe and share and retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.
It's the power.